And I want to address something else directly because I hear it all of the time from agents who are struggling. They say, I've tried everything and nothing seems to work. And when I actually dig in and ask them to walk me through what they've tried and what they've done, the real answer comes out. They've tried something for 3 weeks, and then they tried something else for a month. And then they paid for a training or a conference, and they came back fired up and ready to try something new for about 2 weeks. And then life got busy and they stopped everything. And that's not trying everything. That's trying nothing long enough to let it work. See, inconsistency is not a strategy problem, it's a lead problem. It's not a market problem. Inconsistency is a discipline problem. And the good news is discipline is a skill and it can be built, it can be practiced, and it can be coached. The agent who blames the market, maybe they blame the broker, blame the leads, blame the economy, those agents will always be searching for the next thing. The agents who look in the mirror and say, I need to commit to a process and stop quitting on it, those are the agents who build something real. And I ask you, which agent do you want to be? Let me ask you something. And I want you to really think about this before you answer. How many times have you started something in your real estate business with a ton of energy and excitement, and then 6 weeks later, quietly stopped doing it? Maybe it was calling your database every week. Maybe it was posting on social media. Maybe it was sending out a monthly market update or dropping by a past client's home, or you blocked time out every morning to prospect. You started strong, life got busy, and then slowly, without even realizing it, you stopped. Now, if this hits close to home, this video's for you because today we're going to talk about the one thing that separates agents who build lasting careers from agents who are constantly starting over. And that thing is consistency. So stay with me because by the end of this video, you're going to see your business completely differently. So welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Angie Gerber, and I'm a real estate coach who works with newer and less experienced agents to help them build a real, sustainable business. Not an overnight success story per se, but a career that will actually last. Now let's get into it. Before we talk about what consistency looks like in practice, I want to talk to you about why it's so hard. Because if it were easy, everyone would do it. And clearly not everyone does. So here's the truth. Consistency feels hard because the results are invisible at first. When you call 5 people in your database on a Monday morning and not one of them has any business for you right now in this moment, it feels maybe like wasted time. Or when you send out a market update email and only 3 people open it, it can kind of feel pointless. Maybe you're posting on social media for 2 weeks straight and your phone doesn't ring once. It's tempting to think it isn't working. But here's what you're not seeing. Every single one of those touch points, it's like a deposit. You're making a deposit, not into your bank account yet, but into the account of your relationship. And just like a savings account, you don't see the real growth until you zoom out. You see, the agents who quit after 6 weeks never get to see the return on what they've already invested. They walk away from a savings account that was just about to start paying interest. And that's one of the most expensive mistakes you can make in this business. And I want to introduce you to a concept that will change the way you think about your daily habits. And it's called the compounding effect. And you've probably heard of the compounding interest in the context of money and the idea that a small amount invested consistently over time grows into something far larger than you could have ever built making just one big deposit. And the same principle applies to your real estate business. 5 calls a day doesn't sound like much, but 5 calls a day, 5 days a week is 25 calls a week. That's 100 calls a month. And that's 1,200 calls a year. And at a 1 in 25 conversion rate for your sphere, which we talked about in my last video, that's the potential for 48 transactions in a year time. Nothing more than 5 phone calls a day. Now, not every call leads to transaction, and not every transaction closes in the same year. But the point stands. Small, consistent action compound into extraordinary results over time. And the same goes for your social media presence. One post a week might feel invisible, but 52 posts over a year, each one showing your expertise, your personality, and your value. Well, that's building a brand, and that builds trust. And trust is what generates referrals. And the same goes for your monthly market updates. One email feels like nothing. 12 consecutive months of valuable content, communication, it turns you into the go-to expert in your community. And none of these things work in a week. All of them work over a year. And the question is, are you willing to trust the process long enough to see the results? See, I want to tell you about a pattern I see over and over and over again with the agents I coach. And it truly breaks my heart every single time. You see, an agent starts out working their sphere consistently. They're making the calls, they're sending the emails, they're showing up on social media, they're doing the work. And for weeks, sometimes months, nothing seems to be happening. And then they stop. And 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after they stop, sometimes 2 days after they stop, someone in their sphere was going to call them. A referral was about to come through. A past client was just about to reach out, but the agent has already gone quiet. They've gone cold. And that opportunity went to another agent. And I call this the breakthrough gap. And that's the space between when you feel like giving up and when the results actually arrive. And almost every agent who quits inside the gap. And I was there. I remember calling for 2 hours a day for over 2 weeks straight and nothing came of it. And I started to become frustrated. I doubted myself. Was this the right path for me? It's just not working. Maybe I should go get a job. Go back to my 13-year career that I left to pursue real estate. But I hung in there, fatigue and all, and I kept at it. And the very next week, 3 deals came through just when I was about to give up. You see, the agents who push through the gap, who show up, even when it feels like no one is watching, even when it feels like nothing is working, those are the agents who wake up one day and realize their phone is ringing consistently. Their pipeline is full. Their business is running on referrals and relationships rather than leads and, I guess, credit card charges. But you have to get through that gap. And the only way through the gap is if you keep going. And let me get practical for a minute because I don't want this to be just another motivational video you clicked on. I want you to walk away with something you can actually use. See, consistency in real estate doesn't mean doing everything all the time. It means doing the right things on a schedule without skipping. So here's what a consistent week looks like for an agent who is serious about building their business. We'll say Monday through Friday. You're going to at least reach out to 10 people, if not more, per day that are in your sphere or your data bank. That could be a phone call, a text, a personal message. You could do a handwritten note. No one gets those anymore. The medium matters less than the intention. So you're reaching out to real people who know you and who you are staying present in their lives. And once a week, engage meaningfully on social media. I'm not talking just scrolling, not just liking posts, but you're going to create content that shows who you are, what you know, and why someone should trust you with one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. Once a month, send a marketing update or a value add communication to your entire database, something that reminds them that you're active, informed, and thinking of them. Once a quarter, do something that goes above and beyond for your past clients specifically or your raving fans. A pop by with a small gift, a handwritten card, a client appreciation event, something that says, I haven't forgotten about you and I'm grateful for your trust. None of this is complicated, and all of it requires discipline. And the agents who do it without fail, week after week, are the agents who never have to worry about where their next deal is coming from. Now, I want to speak directly to you for a moment. So, if you've been watching this video and you recognize yourself in some of what I've described, maybe the starting and the stopping, the searching for the next best thing, the frustration of feeling like nothing seems to be working, I want you to know two things. First, you're not alone. The problem, it's the most common problem I see in agents, and I've lived it. It's not a character flaw. It's a coaching and mentorship problem. Second, it is completely fixable. You see, I take my years of experience, hundreds of closed transactions, hundreds of thousands of dollars of brokerage splits, team splits, my own coaches, my own mentors, my successes along the ways, and my failures. I package all that information into a 3 to 6 month coaching program where I come alongside you and your business and I get you from where you are to where you want to be in a fraction of the time it would take you to do it on your own. That's what a good coach or mentor will do. I can help you build the systems, I will help you build the habits, and I'll hold you accountable when life gets busy and you're tempted to stop. And I will be there when you push through that gap and the breakthrough finally comes. But I also want to be upfront with you. I am not for everyone. I work with agents who are done making the excuses and they're really ready to make a change and a commitment. Now, if you're looking for a quick fix or maybe a magic script or an easy button, I'm not the person. But if you're ready to do this the right way, I would love to connect. I offer a free strategy call where we can talk about where you are, where you want to go, and whether we're a good fit. No pressure, no pitch, just an honest conversation. And I'll drop the link to schedule that call in the comments below. And I really do hope to talk to you soon. And before I let you go, I want to leave you with this. When I started in this business, I didn't know anything or very, very little about selling real estate. I just had this fire inside of me, a knowing that this was the path for me. And I ended up selling over 30 transactions my first year. And I know this was due to me showing up consistently, sweating and shaking through those first calls I had to make, sounding like a complete beginner in script practice, making mistakes, not knowing what some things meant, and finding small successes along the way. And that's what kept me going. You see, the agent who wins in this business, they're not always the most talented, the most charismatic. They're not always charming or the best negotiators. What I know them to be is the agents who show up yesterday, they're showing up today, and they will show up again tomorrow, no matter what. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not make for exciting content or viral stories, but it is the foundation of every great real estate career that was ever built. So whatever action you've been putting off, I encourage you, go make that call. send the email, post the video, do it. Do it today and then do it again tomorrow and the day after that. And that's how it works. And now you know. So if this video brought you value, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It helps this content reach the agents who need it the most. And while you're there, drop a comment below. Tell me, what's one consistent habit that you're going to commit to starting this week? I read every single one and look forward to replying. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.